Do you think you're in control of your life? But what if everything has already happened? What if time isn't a straight line, but a circle? What if tomorrow is just the repetition of yesterday? There's a secret hidden behind time, a code they never told you about. But today, it's going to be broken. You're trapped in an infinite loop, and you have no idea. The secret of time revealed. You're trapped in an infinite loop, the time paradox. Get ready. Your perception of reality is about to collapse. Do your past, present, and future all exist at the same time, right now? Is it possible that as you're watching this video, you're also being born and lying on your deathbed in this exact moment? As crazy as it sounds, the answer might actually be yes. But how can that be? What does that even mean? How does time really work? Let's talk about something called the block universe. Think of the universe like a child drawing pictures on sheets of paper. Each picture captures everything happening in the universe during a single instant. With every new moment, a new picture is drawn. People are born and die. Civilizations rise and fall. You miss the bus. The universe kid just keeps drawing, one picture after another, layering moments like frames in a movie. Right now, the moment you're in feels real. The past, that's just what already happened. It's behind us. The future, it hasn't arrived yet. It hasn't been drawn. Time feels like a stream, always moving forward. But what if that's not how time really works? What if it's something else entirely? But what if the universe kid has already finished all of their drawings and stacked them one on top of the other? Now, instead of a stream of moments, we get something different. A block. A block of time that holds every single event in the history of the universe. Every moment that has ever existed or ever will. And inside this block, this cosmic stack, the past, the present, and the future all exist together at the same time, equally real. That idea feels totally wrong, doesn't it? We only feel now, this exact moment, as real. How could the past and future also be real right now? But according to Einstein's theory of relativity, that's exactly how it has to be, though the explanation needs to be simplified a bit. Relativity says space and time aren't two separate things. They're one connected fabric called space-time. When you move through space, you're also moving through that block of time. And this means that time actually flows differently for different people, depending on how they're moving. It also means that what one person sees as now is just a slice through the block, a slice that depends entirely on how fast they're going. So, the moment you're living in isn't the now, it's just your now. And out there in the universe, there are countless other nows, all just as real as yours, which also means there's no single universal past or future. Okay, this is a lot. So how does it actually work? Picture this: 3 alien spaceships, each 1,000,000 light years away. The first one, it's just floating in space, not moving in relation to you. You and the first spaceship both experience the same now, the same present moment. If you had some kind of magical instant internet connection, you could jump on a video call and chat in real time about alien stuff. No delay. But the second spaceship is flying away from Earth at 30 kilometers per second, around 3 times faster than a human-made rocket. It's moving differently through the block of time than you are, and that shift means its now is different from yours. With that same magical internet, those aliens could call and talk not to you, but to your ancestors. Back in 1924, when humans were just beginning to discover galaxies outside the Milky Way. Now picture a third spaceship flying towards you at the same speed, 30 kilometers per second, but in the opposite direction of the second one. Because it's slicing through the block of time at a different angle, it experiences yet another completely different version of now. And this time, with the magical internet, the aliens could call your descendants, people living in the year 2124, when humans may already have cities on Mars and Venus. So now we have 3 nows. Which one is the real one? Well, that's the problem. According to relativity, there's this powerful idea called cosmic democracy, the notion that every observer's point of view in the universe is equally valid. So all of those nows must be equally real. And if that's true, then your past, your present, and your future all have to exist at the same time, right now. Because for each alien, those events are happening in their own version of the present. That means the difference between past, present, and future is just an illusion. The universe isn't a movie playing through time. It's a massive, unchanging block. A block where everything, your birth, this moment, and your last breath, coexist. All of it real. How could that possibly be true? Well, think about a galaxy way beyond the edge of the observable universe, so far away that we'll never be able to visit it or even see it. But just because you can't reach it or detect it doesn't mean it's not real. The future might work the same way, and if the past isn't really gone and the future already exists, then this isn't a movie unfolding frame by frame. Things aren't happening in the universe. The universe just is, like a giant frozen block of cosmic ice filled with every moment that ever has or ever will occur already set in place. So, is the future already written? If all points in time exist and are equally real, then the answer has to be yes. But that's not how life feels, right? It feels like you shape your future through the choices you make. It really feels like you're in control. Like you could stop watching this video right now just so you don't miss your bus. But if the future is locked in, then you never had a real choice. So, is free will just an illusion? Maybe. Maybe the whole idea of choice is a mirage. And maybe the exact second you missed your bus was already determined by the Big Bang. So hey, no pressure. Feel free to keep watching. Except quantum physics is here to ruin everything. Because in the quantum world, things don't follow a predictable path, not even in theory. It's not that scientists are confused or missing information. Quantum mechanics says some events are truly fundamentally random, like a radioactive atom, which might decay 1 second from now, or sit there unchanged for 1,000,000 years. No one, not even the universe, can know for sure. Sure, we can calculate the chances that the atom will decay tomorrow, but there's no oracle in the entire universe, no matter how powerful, that can say for sure whether it actually will or not. Still, even these tiny quantum particles can change the entire course of the universe. Imagine a radioactive atom randomly decays and triggers a mutation in a nearby animal. Generations later, that mutation leads to some bizarre mix between a duck and a mammal. Something totally weird and unexpected. But if the atom had decayed just 1 day later, the mutation never would have happened, and that strange creature would have never existed. If quantum mechanics is truly unpredictable, then the future can't be carved in stone. But if the future is still unwritten, then it can't be real in the same way the past is. So what happens at the exact moment when something uncertain, like that atom decay, becomes real? Is that the present? Is this moment the true now? But earlier, we saw that cosmic democracy makes it impossible to define any single absolute now. So, what's really going on here? It turns out that for every individual thing in the universe, you, an alien, or even a single atom, the past, present, and future are always well ordered. Your death will always come after your birth, never before and never at the same time. Right now, you're clearly somewhere in between. So at least for you, now actually makes sense. As long as we don't play cosmic tricks, like jumping to the other side of the universe or using aliens to distort time, things start to feel ordered again. Personal, individual versions of now do seem to exist. So, is there anything we can actually do with that? Let's head back to the block universe. Maybe the block doesn't actually contain the future. Maybe we've just been imagining it all wrong. Maybe the block isn't this giant frozen chunk of past, present, and future. Maybe it's mostly the past, solid and set in stone. And what we call the present is just a thin, shifting layer on top. That surface isn't smooth or perfect. It's bumpy, uneven, like cosmic terrain, shaped by billions of personal nows, each one experienced by someone or something in the universe. Each just as real and valid as the next. Everyone contributes their version of now. So yeah, cosmic democracy still holds up. And as new things happen, when the uncertain becomes certain, when radioactive atoms decay, when new species suddenly appear, or when someone misses the bus, this layer moves upward. Time doesn't just exist, it grows. The universe is building itself in real time, moment by moment. So instead of being stuck in a cold, lifeless block where the future is already written, the block is expanding, adding new chapters as they're lived. And that means you can shape your future again. You can leave a little earlier and catch that bus. So, what's actually real? Let's take a step back and recap. We started by thinking of time like a movie, one frame after another, with only the current frame being real. Then, relativity crashed the party and showed us that there are multiple nows, all happening at once, and all equally real. That led us to a frozen block universe, where nothing truly happens, and free will might be a total illusion. But finally, we arrived at something different, a growing block universe. In this version of time, the future is wide open, still being written as each moment passes. But which version is true? What's really real? Is it the present? The past? Are the dinosaurs just as real as you are right now, just in a different slice of the cosmic timeline? And what would aliens on the far side of the universe think about all this? Honestly, no one really knows. What we've uncovered are just two of the main ways scientists try to explain time. But they're far from the only ones. Some researchers believe the idea of now only makes sense in your immediate surroundings. But it breaks down completely when you zoom out to the entire universe. Others go even further, saying time itself might not be real at all, that it's just an illusion created by the human brain to make sense of things. And then there are those who say time does exist, but it's not a core ingredient of the universe. Instead, they suggest that time is something that emerges from deeper layers of reality. Kind of like how heat isn't a thing on its own, but comes from trillions of tiny particles bouncing around. Or how life emerges from lifeless proteins interacting in just the right way. We could keep diving deeper and deeper into these mind-bending ideas. But aren't you about to miss the bus? Time may be one of the most abstract, slippery concepts we've ever encountered. It might even be beyond what the human brain is capable of fully understanding. But the good news is, even if time is weird and elusive, there's still a vast universe out there packed with things we do understand. But what if, while you're trying to understand time is slipping away from you? While scientists argue about whether the future already exists, there's one thing no one debates. Your brain's true potential is still locked away. And that's exactly where the genius wave comes in. The genius wave has finally arrived. A breakthrough digital product designed to unlock dormant areas of your brain and supercharge your mental performance. Laser focus, explosive creativity, memory like you've never experienced before. This isn't science fiction. This is your new reality. Imagine grasping complex ideas like the time paradox effortlessly, making razor-sharp decisions, seeing patterns no one else sees. You can master your mind, or let chance keep running your life. Click now and get instant access to the Genius Wave with a limited time exclusive offer, only for those who made it this far. Time might be an illusion, but the opportunity to awaken your mind is real, and it's happening right now.